boy, just be yourself. If people don't like you if you're being yourself, fuck them.
It's Big Los,
Hollywood Kev,
and welcome to another episode of The Noize on iHeartRadio. Make sure you follow at The Noize Podcast on the Big Three, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And actually, this is pretty important to follow our social media right now. I remember we teased it. We got people prepared for an announcement this episode. Let's just get out of the way right now.
Yeah.
As we all know, next month is Black History Month.
Yeah.
However, here at The Noize, it is also Black Podcast Month.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to know what we're talking about, next month, every Sunday, we're going to have a different guest on The Noize. These guests come from all over the world. Can't even say, the country, which is what we're pretty happy about. These guests come from all over the world, and they're Black podcast hosts. They are really pushing the culture forward, and above all, they're podcasters.
Yep.
So I feel like that connection is already there.
Yeah.
Just to kind of give you guys a sneak peek, we're going to release, all the promo and stuff like that for it starting next month. But just to give you guys a sneak peek to start listening in to these people if you haven't already. February 5th, we are going to have Twice Talk. Yes, the host of Twice Talk, Twice Daniels, and Oak. I think Oak is tentative, actually. I think she may have a prior engagement, but it would be dope to get Oak on here. I've mentioned Oak's name many a times on this show, so it'd be great to get her on here. Jeez. And that's going on February 5th. That's going to be our post-Super Bowl conversation. Should be a really good one.
Yeah, that'd be
Should be a really good one. February 11th, we have the ladies of Lemon Shade stepping into the booth. Well, calling in, rather. The reason that they're calling in is because they are located in London, England.
Yep. You heard them. London.
Now, let me be honest. This is going to be one of the most difficult fucking interviews that we do because they are 8 hours ahead.
Yeah.
And we're not all the way. Well, I'm familiar with the accent because my father's British, but it's like strong. I grew up here.
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
It's definitely, you can definitely tell they've been there.
They've been there for some time, but I love listening to their shows. They're low-key like the female British us.
I would agree with that.
From what I've heard from the show. So I think it's going to be a lot of laughs, a lot of really good conversations on that one. The next guest, February 18th, Melanin Boulevard. Queen Bee and Resh the Gym. That's going to be a really good episode because they're like the American female versions of us. A lot of real talk on that podcast as well. I really enjoy listening to it, so I think you guys are going to really enjoy their commentary on top of ours. And then we're going to close out the month, February 25th, with the Sophisticated Ignorant podcast coming to us from New York City, New York. Shout out to the boroughs, you know what I'm saying? I wonder if I can get away with doing my New York accent that entire time.
I don't know if other people do this, but when I hear people that have different accents, the more I talk to them, the more I start to have that same accent.
You accidentally bleed into it sometimes.
Yeah. I'm a little worried about that with Lemon Shade because I don't want to seem offensive because I'm not doing it on purpose. Like I don't want to seem offensive. So, but I'm excited, man.
It's going to be a really good month. I'm super excited to be able to collaborate with other Black creators.
Yeah.
I'm excited to have this conversation, and I feel like it's just from a cultural place. I feel like we're gonna be able to learn a lot from them. They're gonna be able to learn a lot from us. It's gonna be a really good month for this show. So I definitely appreciate you guys tuning in that month for sure. It's gonna be a great time.
Yeah,
gonna be a great time.
I agree.
Kev, my guy,
What's up?
how are you, sir?
All I can say is I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% right now, but I'm here.
I feel like I think I've said this before. We might as well just stop going over our weeks because this is like an early downer for everybody that listens to the Noize. Like, we need a little more something uplifting. I need y'all to understand, though, we definitely know how to dribble off of all situations. We try to be as transparent with you guys as we can. We offer our lives to y'all every week. So, there's no point of bullshitting, acting like everything's all sunshine and rainbows.
That's true. That's very true.
And if you do have a podcast where a motherfucker's just happy every day, that nigga's lying or he on drugs.
One of the two.
There's no way you could do that, Dad.
Right.
It's the hardest thing to do. One conversation I do want to have, well, two of them actually. The first one I was looking into the sex robot thing. I may have to make that purchase. Not fucking with you.
I was gonna be like, dog, why?
It's like, why? This is way too transparent. But I was looking into it, and it's crazy to me because imagine how lonely you have to be to sit around and be like, you know what? I want to fuck Chappie. I think that's what I want to do. I want to fuck Chappie. I want to fuck J5 from Short Circuit.
Wow.
I want to really get this shit going. Like, you know how lonely you have to be to come up with a sex robot, bro?
And this is no shade towards them, but the way China's going, a lot of Chinaman's going to be having these dolls. Because you heard, you know, about the ratio they got. Like, they literally have a few million men that will not have partners because they don't have that many women there.
So they're going to build them?
Yeah. It was funny because I seen the meme day before yesterday that said, niggas gonna keep nutting in sex robots and get electrocuted, and somebody would put tech support is greater than child support. I was like, he's not lying.
But yo, what if nutting in these robots is what starts the iRobot shit? Like, what if that's what causes the robots to go crazy? And can you imagine the world getting taken over by big titty robots?
Hey, wait a minute though. This just made it go deeper. What if they put some form of mechanical reproductive organ inside? So if you nut in this robot,
you have a robot baby.
You get a little robot baby.
Listen, it's getting entirely too deep.
How I know shit is getting deep, bruh? I seen a video, probably was the day before. No, it was 2-3 days ago. They have successfully cloned a monkey. Now, of course, they're going to, you know, give it some time, make sure everything's out. But as of right now, in this very moment, they can clone people. Yeah, since
technically a monkey is a, quote, descendant.
They can clone people. I've seen them grow organs out of fucking spinach leaves and shit.
They've been cloning animals for some time.
Goats. Yeah, they've been cloning goats, but monkeys and stuff like that is the closest thing you're going to get to us.
But see, when it comes down to shit like this, even with the sex robots, why do we want this shit? Well, we already got enough fucking people in the country.
As far as the sex robots,
in the world, rather.
Yeah. As far as the sex robots, I don't know what that whole deal is.
Have you seen the dude that invented it?
No.
Yo, he did an interview for CES this year or last. When was CES?
Last year.
Okay, so he did. It was earlier this year, wasn't it?
Was either earlier this year or late last year. One of the two.
It was one or the other. But he did an interview with him, and he looks like somebody that should be on the sex offender registry.
I've heard that's why they started making these robots too. Like, it's getting touchy to the point where they're talking about making kid robots for
pedophiles
to help curve them so they don't go after real people. Like, it's a mess, bruh. It truly is a mess. It really is a mess. I've seen that. I've seen all sorts of wild shit. But to answer your question, the sex robots, I don't understand why that's a thing. As far as the cloning, bro, they're to prolong life. They're talking about they're getting close to be able to remove your conscience. So just imagine somebody like me, for example, they make a clone of me, right? This person doesn't have screws in his back. It doesn't have any type of ailments that I've had growing up. So imagine being able to transfer your consciousness into that. You know you've been transferred into a brand new body that's the same, but it feels like a newborn. You know what I mean? Like when babies are born, they start walking around, their feet don't hurt, their back don't hurt. You know what I mean? So imagine living all over again and nothing's wrong with you. It's crazy.
I say again, how? And if that's the case, why not just make niggas robots?
I agree with you. If that's the case, why not just make niggas robots? I agree with you.
If we're gonna already have robots and give these motherfuckers artificial intelligence to just be like, well, you know what? We low key smarter than y'all niggas.
Right. I agree with you. I mean, shit. They can
put the damn brain in a robot.
They can give me the Will Smith arm in iRobot. I'm fine with that.
Hey man, if you come in this motherfucker as a robot, this is gonna change the whole dynamic of this show.
I don't want to be.
This show would be so boring because I'd just be fluttering you with questions.
I don't
want to
be I don't want to be a legit robot, but it would be cool to have robot like enhancements. Like you know what I mean, I'm super strong. I can jump mad high or something like that. That'd be cool.
On some $6 million man shit.
Yeah, that'd be straight.
The one thing that scares me. Let me actually rephrase that. The one thing I just don't fucking understand when it comes down to these robots is that we've had movies for years, since like the 70s.
Yeah.
About robot uprising.
You're absolutely right.
Why do people feel and it's a few things that pieces this all together. Just stick with me. Outside of the fact that we've had the movies for the longest, we've had multiple situations since the 90s of people finding some kind of computer programs that are learning on their own. So you have the fact that a computer can teach itself something, and
That's
now we're
scary.
gonna give that computer arms, legs, the ability to
that's
speak,
scary.
the ability to feel, and that's another thing. They want some of these robots to actually have emotions. That robot that they just granted citizenship to,
Yeah. Sophie, or some
Sophie, I
shit?
think it is.
Yeah.
Sophie ass just said like 3-4 years ago, okay, I'll destroy the world.
Right.
Now, I don't know if robots have like sense of humor. I don't know. I don't know how good their punchline game is. But when a robot tell you I'm gonna fuck shit up, I'm gonna listen to the robot.
Right. I get where you're going with this, and the only reason why I feel like people think they can conquer this is because they created it. They feel like if we can create this thing that can teach on itself, then we can damn sure be able to destroy it. But the problem with that is, as we've seen, shit can go left real quick.
Real quick. The computer knows more about a computer than you do.
Right.
When you're giving it that
Right.
kind of intelligence.
It's scary times, man. As you said before, it's scary times. And with this, like, the way I look at it, if they start cloning people, if you start walking down the street seeing robots as people, it literally changes the world. It changes life.
Completely.
It really makes it like a fucking sci-fi film.
And even outside of the fact that they can potentially be self-taught. Nigga, we got hackers that's been hacking shit for all kinds of decades at this point. It's gonna take that one motherfucker to hack into whatever
a bunch
the
of
mind
robots
frame,
and run
and
shit.
now your sex robot went from sucking your dick to biting it off. And
Right.
now you got some issues.
Right, now it's big issues.
Some big issues.
Well, it probably won't be big after it gets big. No, but you know what I'm saying.
It's
You know what I'm
you
saying?
got some nubbing type issues
Right.
at this point. Nah, man, I'm cool. I'm cool off
Next
of that.
thing you know, bruh, we're gonna have somebody that's gonna be a super soldier soon. We're gonna get a Captain
I'm
America.
pretty sure we
we're
already
gonna,
do.
We're gonna get a Captain America real soon.
Actually, just to kind of go into some other little conspiracy shit. Have you seen the super suits that they're coming up with for the army?
They look like
They look like Power Rangers. They look like the Power Rangers.
No, I haven't seen
movie.
those. I've seen like the ones that are like skeleton hands. Like you put it on, it's like a metal bar on your legs and arms, but that's supposed to make you super strong around.
Yeah,
I've seen those.
It's like Power Rangers meet what's the movie with Matt Damon?
Elysium. Yeah.
Elysium, yeah. It's like Power Rangers meet Elysium.
I haven't seen those. I've seen the suits that look like Elysium, but not like the Power Rangers. So I haven't seen
Nah,
those.
the shit look cool. Like it's just a drawn up design. I think they've only made one, but the issue that they're having with it is the mobility. You have the strength, you have the different stuff that it can help you do, but it's not mobile enough. Like it's not limber enough to really still have human type movements. You know what I mean?
All they got to do is figure out if what they currently like, if it's too heavy, hypothetically, let's say if it's too heavy, they have to figure out if it has to be heavy in order for you to still have that strength. Because if not,
and of course it's supposed to be bulletproof at that.
Right, but that's what I was leading to. Because if not, if it doesn't have to be that heavy, I would not be surprised if they come out with some form of aluminum type thing, but use the same technology that they use for Kevlar to still make it bulletproof. So you still get this light thing that can stop bullets. I'm telling you, bro, shit is about to really become a fucking Marvel movie in the next 10
But you
years.
can't really manipulate Kevlar like that. Not the kind of to emulate human movement.
They would have to design it to the specifications of the actual body. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't be able to give you like a sheet and you just wrap it around. They'll have to, this goes on your hand. This, you know what I mean? It would have to be like that. Like I said, man, we about to be in a Marvel movie in the next 10 years.
Like the helmet is the same glass as like the cop's bulletproof glass, and like they really want to do this shit. But again,
all to go to war.
All to go to war. But that's not the end of it. Not just that suit. They're building that suit to fight alongside the war robots. Mm-hmm. Have you been seeing them articles?
I have not.
You haven't? Really?
No.
Let me see if I can find one right now while we're sitting here. But apparently they're building robots to go to war. Instead of having soldiers, they want to make robotic soldiers.
I mean, I understand that, but
no, I don't fucking get it. Why do we? If we
don't need to go to war, but I understand that
exactly.
they're trying to send robots instead of people. I get that portion.
But that's what I'm saying. If we are at the point that we're so fucking lazy that we're gonna build military robots, how about we just don't have a war?
Exactly.
Let's just get the fuck along.
Well, because America thinks this how you have power.
Pete, and this is from the New York Post, so people don't think I'm just throwing shit out my ass. From New York Post last year, U.S. military will have more combat robots than human soldiers by 2025. Bro. That's 2018.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So in 7 years,
we're gonna have military robots.
But I mean, it's
More,
crazy. It's
by the way.
crazy. As crazy as all this is, you kind of have to be a little naive if you think this wasn't gonna happen at some point.
Y'all can't see this, but Kev, that's a military
That's
robot.
wild. Imagine
That's Chappie, my nigga. Somebody wants to fuck Chappie.
Imagine being you already having struggles because you're actually going to war in war. Imagine you shooting and you see someone come around the corner. It's a fucking robot.
I'm expecting theme music, like
You've been pissed on yourself. Like it's wild. But again, you have to be a little naive if you think that this wasn't gonna happen at some point.
And what makes even I feel like we've been on this robots thing for a minute, but it's real shit. The fact that we're already scared of nuclear bombs. Mm-hmm. Our biggest threat was a bomb. Mm-hmm. Now we gotta worry about robots.
Yep. Something that's come on the ground and really
fuck shit up.
Right. Door to door if they want to.
A military robot is programmed to want the smoke.
Right.
No matter what.
Right. That's crazy.
A military robot is programmed to want the smoke. And you know what he's gonna go out and do when you press that on button? Go for the smoke.
Go for the smoke. It's gonna turn into a thing. Who got the better? Instead of who got the better soldiers or people? Who got the better robots?
Yep.
China's about to fuck us off.
Oh yeah, that's it. The United States of China.
Yep.
Getting off of the robots, getting on some robotic motherfuckers. I understand why we haven't gone to that next plateau with the Noize. We need a third member. We need a takeoff. Did you see the Migos interview on Breakfast Club?
No.
This nigga,
I don't really like them like that to be invested in their interviews.
I'm the same way. I fuck with some of their music, but as far as them as artists, I don't really follow them all like that. But I'm listening to the interview, and I think about that interview, and then the interview that they did where they squashed the beef with Joe, and the interview that they did with Big Boy. Takeoff, the way he ad-libs in music is the way he ad-libs in
That's how he really talks.
In life. Like, they asked him a question, he was like, "Mama, just wait for it." And I'm sitting here like, you can use your words, bro. Like, this is finally your ability to get on the mic. And
maybe Takeoff is a robot.
Could be.
And that's all he really can say is
can you imagine if we have robotic rappers, bro?
If I can see that happening.
No, we have clones of rappers so far, but robotic rappers. And then, do you think they'll have the gas? Like, if you are that smart that you could just channel everybody, they probably have the craziest bar game ever.
So, or maybe they just be dope to other robots. Maybe Sophia listened to them or something like that.
Did you go to a robot battle?
No.
You wouldn't go to a robot battle? I would want to see that shit because I want to see what can one robot say about the other.
That's exactly why I don't want to go. Because if you're a robot and you can say something to another robot to piss it off, I don't want to be in that area.
I don't want to be around that scrap.
I'm good. Nope.
Nah, man, that shit was just too funny when I saw it. And it just made me think, I'm like, that's all he does on the records. He just ad-libs and, he lets you know that he wasn't left off bad and bougie and the whole nine. Seeing him ad-lib in an interview just took me the fuck out.
What was the interview about?
Culture 2, the album they just dropped.
I thought they just put out something before. When they was dissing Joe, I thought
that was the Quality Control compilation album.
Oh, for their camp. Got you.
Now I bring up Takeoff not just because his whole conversation is ad libs, but the Migos, to kind of expand their reach, they've been doing collab tapes. So you got Offset, he did the tape with 21 Savage. Quavo just did the Jack Honcho Jack joint with Travis Scott.
I just seen before we was recording, Takeoff's doing one with Lil Bo.
That's exactly what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
Is there really any fucking interest in a Takeoff Lil Yachty collab tape?
Honestly, I don't see how there's interest in any of those tapes, to be completely honest.
The Offset 21 Savage joint was nice. I can't even flex you right now.
I really just don't listen to them like that. At all, you know what I mean? If it doesn't come on the radio and I so happen to just have the radio on, I'm not gonna.
I'm not gonna go out of my way to listen.
I'm really not. Like I'm like that. If I'm invested in your music, then I'd be invested in your interviews and other shit you're going because I want to see, I want to see how you moving a little bit.
Right.
Maybe not necessarily just to emulate it, but to take tips here and there to learn something. But with them, bro, I really just don't. By all means, get their money, eat. You know what I mean? Y'all young black men eat, but I'm just not a fan of what. I'm just not a fan of them as artists.
Right. No, I'm the same way. A lot of times when I'll slip up and listen to some shit like that, it's only because the curiosity factor is there.
Right.
I want to know what exactly is this going to sound like. Okay. And I've said it on this show before, when 21 Savage isn't being so repetitive, which is often, he'll give you something that's at least worth listening to. You know what I mean? Not necessarily, it may not be enjoyable, whatever the case is, but
I thought his verse was cool on that Post Malone track.
Yeah, exactly. He did his thing. Like he can hold his own.
Right.
And I said before, if Offset was allowed the ability to rap, the nigga can go. So I was pleased with Offset's performance on the Without Warning tape. And then, like I said, it was a decent tape. But the Quavo Travis Scott joint, it was a lot of autotune and a lot of humming, so I wasn't really checking for that one. Takeoff and Yachty, not interested. Not interested at fucking all.
Speaking, I know this is kind of a little bit off on a tangent. Speaking of autotune, I didn't realize T-Pain dropped an album last year.
Did he?
T-Pain dropped an album last year, and I skimmed through, listened to it. It is a little bit heavy on the autotune, but the shit kind of float, man.
But I mean, it's Pain though.
It kind of floats. I was like, okay, it's not something you can listen to every day, but if you in a good mood, sun's out, you just doing your thing, you put that joint on, man, you be feeling good.
It's Pain, bro. Like he, the Revolver album sucked and 3 Rings sucked, but during like Epiphany and like that shit still gets some bump. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy that you can still catch some of those T-Pain songs from 10 years ago. Yeah. Got to still be on the radio.
Right. Hey, he's a hit maker. A lot of this shit's going to be timeless. Like, Buy You a Drink is going to always make its way.
Oh, hell yeah.
Somewhere,
I heard that on the radio last week.
Exactly. People still fuck with it. And I think that's like one of the biggest things when it comes down to artists right now. They don't have that longevity in their records. Like, I don't expect to hear Kyle after this year.
Who?
Exactly. He was one of the freshmen last year.
I have no idea.
He made the record with Yachty that I spy with my little light.
Oh, that trash.
You know,
shit.
Johnny.
Right. Now, to say with that, because we've both said on this show many a time before that we don't see these artists or that gene pool of artists lasting very long. The music that they have put out, do you feel anything is timeless?
No. From like any of these new cats?
Yeah.
While I got the list pulled up, I guess this is a solid list to use about these new cats, because we were going to talk about the XXL freshmen, but we got some other stuff we want to talk about. I'm looking at the list. Let me see. When did things go to hell with I guess we go 2014 up.
As far as the XXL covers?
Yeah, new artists. That one had Chance, Rich Homie Quan, Isaiah Rashad, Ty Dolla $ign, Lil Durk, Kevin Gates, Troy Ave, Vic Mensa, John Connor, Lil Bibby, Jaron Benton, and August Alsina. I don't even remember hearing a Jaron Benton song. I don't know who the fuck that is. But I would say from that list, some type of way can have a cool little replay value for a little while.
Yeah, it's probably a couple people on that list. I think Chance probably got at least one.
Well, yeah, of course. Chance is going to be around. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about when these cats fall off, can they still have a replayable song? Yeah, Chance is going to be around for a while.
Yeah. That's what I
think Rich Homie fucked himself by getting Big's verse wrong.
Yeah, he shot himself in the foot there. I was just curious about that because, again, we probably don't expect a lot of these guys to last more than 5 years. But right. Has they put out anything that's actually going to resonate with the culture?
Nah, I'm looking at next year,
15. To me, it sounds like a lot of these artists, it's just a money grab.
No, I think that's what it is. Like when you again, shit, I hate to keep going back to the list, but it's just being real. Like with 15, Fetty Wap, Dej Loaf, Rory, Kid, OG Mako, Shy Glizzy, K Camp, Vince Staples, Tink, Goldlink. Outside of Vince Staples and Goldlink, maybe all of them were one and done.
Yeah,
all of them were one and done. 2016. This is where the shit just went too fucking crazy.
I think I remember that list.
Uzi Vert, Yachty, Kodak Black, Denzel Curry, G Herbo, Davies, Lil Dicky, Anderson .Paak, Designer, and 21 Savage.
Garbage.
Anderson .Paak, he's gonna live for some time because he's not a rapper.
Yeah, and he's put out songs that are like, hey, yo, this is kind of dope.
The shit's hit, but what scares me about Anderson .Paak is that he signed to Aftermath. He has Dre in his corner. He hasn't given us a timeless record. He's given us some amazing records. He hasn't given us anything timeless. None of his stuff has longevity, replay value.
He's only 2 years in. Is it a little bit too early to say that he?
Well, we had this conversation in the car. 2 years in, you look at Luda.
You're right.
He came on the scene. Yeah. His first single, What's Your Fantasy?
I think his first
still
three
gets
singles.
Played. Exactly.
His
from that album.
Singles, yep.
Still get played.
Yeah.
Ludacris had one of the strongest debuts in the industry.
Yeah.
So it's not impossible for it to happen.
You're right about that. You're absolutely right about that. I didn't even we literally just talked about that.
Now with 2017, I don't know who any. I know of them now, but Kamaye, Boogie with the Hoodie, PNB Rock, Playboy Cardi, Cap G, Kyle, ugly guy. You can't help but to say his name like that. Kyle, ugly guy.
Go sit down, Kyle.
Made in, I'm guessing this Made in Tokyo, and XXX Tentacion.
It's funny. I seen a little article that J. Cole said that kid is actually kind of talented.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I haven't ever listened to any of his music, so I really don't know.
I think he is creative, talented. I don't know, because he just
isn't he like a emo singer or something like that?
and that's what I'm saying. Like he's very emo. But hey, man, you know, sometimes, and not even sometimes, a lot of the times, emo people are some of the best creators that we've seen. A lot of the artwork that we got, a lot of the really good, like poetry books and just regular novels that we've gotten have come from very emotionally distressed people.
Yeah.
So I think he's very creative. You know, he has like one thing I shout out XX.
Ain't he about to go to jail? Isn't he about to go sit down?
Everybody is going to sit down at this point. But that was I was just about to get to that too, though. One thing I salute him for is he at least wants to see other black people winning. He at least wants to look out for other millennial artists coming into the industry right now. Like there was a video that they released where he was talking to Kodak. Just telling him, you need to move easy or whatever. Kodak wasn't listening.
Obviously not.
And XX, yeah, exactly. You think it's 7 new charges, bro?
And I said this last night when I was driving. He needs to sit down. I really.
He needs to.
He needs to sit down and do that time
because he ain't gonna get it otherwise.
He ain't gonna learn.
But he was talking to him, just giving him the game, like, dude, I'm trying to tell you, like, you need to move different. And Kodak wasn't trying to hear it. So he has a lot of love, but I think it's because of all that love and what he's potentially not getting back is making him so emo.
Gotcha.
But other than that, with this group, outside of A Boogie with the Hoodie, PNB Rock.
This is 2017's list?
This 2017. A lot of them are more popular just for conversation. Because Playboy Cardi, now I could be wrong, and I know some young motherfucker gonna correct me in the comments. He also had Pop That Shake That Womp.
What?
Exactly. I don't know. Could be a real record. Who knows?
Wow.
But I haven't heard anything from Playboy Cardi, but
I don't even know who that is.
He made that in New York, I'm Millie Rock. Dun, 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 dun. You know Johnny. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I promise you've heard the record before.
Maybe if
they played it on the radio
and
countless of times.
Skipped it real quick or something. I don't know. Maybe if I hear the instruments, I can probably be like, oh, okay, I heard this track.
Okay, yeah, I can't dive into it too much because this is definitely one of those skippable songs. So I don't have it just to the brain like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, it just seems like artists are more cool with getting shares. And I mean, basically what this generation is cool with now, just getting the social media conversation up about them instead of actually making, good music.
Right. I feel like when you're an artist, when you're that kind of artist, you should be more dedicated to your work opposed to just trying to get the quick bag. Don't get me wrong. I know everybody got mouths to feed. I get that wholeheartedly. But music to me is such a delicate thing.
Oh, yeah.
That people shouldn't half-ass it.
Right, not at all.
You know what I mean? Like, you literally have the power to make somebody's day. You know what I mean? You have the power to hype somebody up to go do something good or bad. And if for the artists that are just bullshitting with it, that pisses me off. It truly pisses me off. What's
so crazy is that they don't even consider it bullshitting.
And I think that's why it makes me mad. Because like they're putting out that stuff and in their head they genuinely believe it's good work. I'm like, come on, bro. You really can't believe you saying yeah at the end of a sentence.
And that's one thing I actually have respect for the Migos for. One thing that they said on the interview with Breakfast Club was Offset's favorite group is Wu-Tang. And
wow.
Right. And Charlamagne, he was all like, I was really surprised to hear that from him. He was all like, yeah, all these dudes acting like they don't know where this all came from. He was hoeing niggas basically. Telling them like, this is your craft. It's the same thing we've been saying on this show for 69 episodes.
Damn, we 69 deep?
This will be the 69th, yes.
Wow.
Right, working. But the same thing we've been saying. If this is something that you're going to take seriously, why not be a master in it?
Exactly.
Like, why not?
That's all I'm saying. Same thing.
And if the Migos, who kind of birthed the simplistic flow era, if they're even...
Did they birth it? Or did Soulja Boy birth it?
Soulja Boy birthed the ringtone rap. You gotta think about it. Soulja Boy birthed the crank and snap niggas.
True.
You know the
maybe because I kind of put them in the same line of trash.
I used to as well, but if you actually listen to what came out around that time, you know, White Tee and all the Crank That and all the dances and shit that was coming out, I put them in there.
Okay.
We're not really in that. Let's make a dance record.
I can rock with you with that.
Now it's the mumble rap era.
Okay,
and everybody wants to.
Even Drake punk ass on that goddamn song.
Exactly.
You hit it right on the head when you said it last week too. You was like he's rapping like Uzi.
Kodak. Oh yeah, Uzi version.
I've heard on a few different podcasts they say the same thing.
It's the same thing. It's the exact same flow, and that flow is taking over. Migos, that is the Migos flow. No matter what, whenever you hear these kind of artists, somebody always says, "Oh, he had that Migos flow." You know, even with Uzi, he has the Migos flow.
It's all trash.
And then he's his own takeoff with the You know what I mean? So
I don't know.
They definitely birthed it.
Maybe it's just me and how I am when I'm passionate about something. I just feel like when you're making music, like you got to take that shit seriously. And I don't feel like none of these guys take it seriously. You know what I mean?
I believe it though.
Like I feel like they don't take it seriously and they think that they're invincible. And I'm like, bro, not only is you niggas dying off of these drugs, but all this money you getting can be taken away.
Right.
Y'all not handling y'all business right, i.e. Yachty, you're in a fucking 360 deal. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like as a musical artist, especially, you got to take it a little bit more serious than probably any other artist around.
Definitely, because this is the most notoriously fucked industry.
Yeah,
like when you look at musicians over, you know, actor. Well, unless you're talking about, you know, black actresses, which is what we're going to get into next. But when you look at acting, when you look at sports, you look at everybody's contract, make sure you leave with something. Now, what you do after the fact is on you. Right. The music industry, and specifically hip hop, has been fucking niggas since the first rap record was recorded.
Yeah, and in a nutshell, how I feel about it is if you ain't gonna make solid shit, then don't make it at all.
And be out.
Just, you know, go produce. Do something behind the scenes. Maybe you need to manage a group, but don't taint the overall culture. And I feel like that's what they're doing. Like, if we got another 10-year run of hip hop, and let's say it stopped, when people look at the grand scheme of things, they're like, yeah, hip hop was that shit, but for this longer duration, it was garbage. To me, that kind of taints hip hop's legacy if there is a such thing as that.
No, it definitely does. It definitely does. But the record I'm looking forward to is Nipsey Hussle. He's finally going to drop the marathon.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. People was partial with it, but I kind of liked that rap niggas track.
Hell yeah.
I liked it.
Did you hear last time I checked with YG?
No.
Gas. I mean, it's super West Coast.
I'm going to listen to that.
Super gangbanging, the whole nine. But it is so raw. Yeah. Like, them niggas were gassing it. I think, and YG's really slept on. To be completely honest with you, he's slept on. Like, this nigga, he can give you some bars. Like, everyone kind of counts him out because he's like a super blood. And granted, a lot of his records, he's super blood in them. But the nigga still spitting.
Right. The little tracks I've heard more so on the commercial side, I can say that he's spitting. He's spitting.
And actually, if you listen to the albums are more on the commercial side.
Really?
And that's why I say people are sleeping on YG, because he's a blood.
We got
point blank period.
Yeah, we got
exclamation on that joint. Right. But he knows the business. He knows what's going to sell. He know he can't get on there. That's on Pyro. You know, he know Big B's and all that. He know he can't rap street shit. But he knows how to take street shit and commercialize it.
Right. And a lot of times, those be the best artists.
Those are the best artists. Because you make something that no one can relate to, at least a lot of these listeners now can't relate to, and you make it relatable.
Right. Well, yeah, the new age listener can't relate to it because a lot of them aren't growing up or having to be in that.
A lot of them
people
are
like us. Yeah, people like us, though, that resonates with us.
Exactly. We've seen this happening.
We're getting that street that resonates with us, but we're also getting the commercial side of, and we're that's us being an adult.
Right.
The commercial is us being an adult. The street side is us being who we are.
Right.
So I like YG. I think he's cool.
Like I said, man, he's definitely one of those West Coast sleepers, and I'm really looking forward to the marathon continues from Nipsey. Next time we in LA, even though it's putting us in the heart of the hood, I definitely want to stop by his marathon clothing.
Oh, absolutely, that's a given.
His shit look
that's
official
a given.
in there.
Yeah, that's a given. I watched a little documentary and it was just talking about how he was building everything up.
Nipsey is a businessman through and through.
Yeah, his
hood nigga. But his business is there.
Yeah, he's using that hustle. He got it.
Exactly.
He definitely got it.
And he should have whooped that one news reporter's ass, but that's neither here nor there. Like I mentioned in the last conversation, I did want to.
Got the meanest paper cut.
How? Well, there's no paper around here.
I don't know. I kind of been did it, like I don't know when, but it should hurt.
Yo, paper cuts will break anybody.
It hurt. Like paper cuts is like the worst things ever.
Because like as soon as you get something on, it's like
right.
Your face looks so discouraged. But get into the actress thing that we were talking about. Just to double back for a little bit on Monique, I want to clarify something that we were talking about last episode, because I did have a few conversations where people were saying that I'm not for black women making more. I'm not for.
They were saying that you're not for that.
This one I'm speaking of was just one conversation. But, outside of that, I also look at the debates that are going on online about it, too. No one is saying that black women don't deserve more. If you ask me personally, and I'm sure if they ask you as well, the fact that black women make 65 cents to the dollar is criminally unacceptable.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm happy that the revolution is happening now, and you're able to see more black women in movies, more black women on TV, like actually putting in this work and doing the shit they're supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. So the fact they're underpaid is retarded, and that's the one thing I do want to talk about after we touch base on this really quick. But the Monique situation isn't that. What everyone's missing about the Monique situation is why now? Why is it all of a sudden an issue because you're a victim of lowballing? Why is it all of a sudden an issue because Netflix wouldn't give you what they gave Amy Schumer? Why is it all of a sudden an issue and you want everybody to boycott when just a few years ago, it may have been last year to be completely honest with you, you were talking shit about Oprah?
I didn't hear that.
You don't remember that?
Nah.
Bruh, she went on a whole ass rant about Oprah, Shonda Rhimes, Lee Daniels, and Tyler Perry.
Really?
Yeah, like went off.
I did not hear about that.
Now, all of a sudden, we need to be together when you got upset at black people.
We need to be together to help you get that bag.
To help you get that bag. But when you were upset at black people, you wanted basically the black entertainers. You wanted the motherfuckers that are giving us what we see on TV now.
Right.
You wanted them blackballed. So if you wanted us to blackball all these things, and then I think, now I could be wrong about this one, but I think she said something about Ava DuVernay as well.
I don't even know who that is.
You don't know who Ava DuVernay is?
No.
She's a director. She
maybe I know her face and not the name.
I'm trying to pull up.
I'm better with faces than I am with names.
You're not gonna know her face. I'm sitting there thinking about it. But she directed 13th. Did you see 13th?
Yes.
She directed that. She directed like a hell of other shit too. But
oh no, yeah, I didn't know her name. Okay.
Well, yes, Ava DuVernay. I think she said something about her as well. But everyone seems to forget that. Everyone seems to forget that she wasn't all about unity in the first place. And then I'm pretty sure people were all like, she probably learned after making the Oprah comment. She just said on her podcast, she doubled down on the Oprah comment.
Right. All I can say with Monique is, man, the way she handled this situation was the wrong way.
Oh, yeah.
Through and through, it was the wrong way. If she felt like she deserved more money, I don't understand how, but there was other ways of going about it.
She could have literally took the Wanda Sykes way. Wanda Sykes going out and getting her stand up got her, reestablished in the entertainment industry. She got her part on Blackish because of it.
She could have went to HBO.
She could have went to HBO. She could have went to
Showtime. Like, it's places that she could have went to do this. What pisses me off about what she was saying was she was bringing up Amy Schumer. Is that his name? Schumer. Yeah. Now, although I do not think that funny looking white woman is funny, I do not find her funny at all. However, she had a movie that she's been doing stand up. She's had a movie that came out last year, I think, or was it the year before? That train wreck movie.
Yeah.
Then I think she had another smaller roles, another movies. That Amy Schumer, she's been around in the last 5 years.
Right.
Now, do I think she was worth everything Netflix gave her? Probably not. But Monique, you have not made any new stuff. Mm-hmm. You have not done anything. Like you're asking for money, or you're expecting to get a dollar amount based off your resume, but your resume is old.
And even with the resume being old, your resume isn't. I mean, it's impressive, but compared to some of the people that you're trying to say you're more decorated than, it's really not.
Now, this is one thing that seems like nobody can give me the correct answer. Did she say that she is the most decorated female comedian?
No, she said I'm the most decorated comedian.
She said
alive.
Yeah, she said she's out her goddamn mind.
Now,
because if we're going by that standard, if we're going by that, doesn't Whoopi have a Grammy, a Tony,
she's the
Oscar?
She's the only person, period,
right,
to have all of those.
Did Jamie Foxx win an Oscar?
Yeah.
Did he? I don't know if he did win it.
For best leading actor.
Did he do an Emmy?
No. He hasn't done enough TV.
Okay. So he's won an Oscar. Monique has won an Oscar. Mm-hmm. Where does she see the more decorated part at?
You know, she was standing in front of her trophy case, so she may be counting all the NAACP awards. She may be counting, just a bunch of random shit.
Don't get me wrong.
Just going back to Whoopi, she got a Grammy for a comedy album,
right?
You know what I mean? So it's like, and then for her to say that Whoopi Goldberg isn't a stand-up comedian, I'm like, okay, you got it.
Like, I want that woman to get whatever funds that she's hoping to get. I'm not saying this to say I don't want this woman to be successful. I'm hating on this woman, but you got to learn when you talking out your ass and to shut the hell up.
So she needs that one person to be like, chill. Now, obviously, it's not her husband.
But it seems like even if
he's coming on everything they got going on with the fedora and everything.
It seems like even if she does have that one friend that's telling her to chill, that she's not listening to her. Or him.
What can you tell the person that's the, quote, most decorated comedian alive?
Exactly. And I guess that's the hard part. But at some point, you got to be real with yourself. And she's not being real with herself. And I think that's what's disturbing about this whole thing. She's not being real with herself.
She put out a video. This is the last thing I really want to say on it because we talked a lot about it in the last episode. But she put out a video where she was saying Trainwreck made $40 million off of a budget of $32 million or something like that, or $30 million. And this Christmas, not this Christmas. What was the damn Christmas movie she was just in?
Was it Last Holiday?
Last no, that's Queen Latifah.
Some shit.
But prime example, we can't think of the fucking movie.
I know what you're talking about though.
The movie. She said,
I forgot she was even in that joint.
She said that one made $40 million off of a budget of $12 million. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, that's a come up, but you're just gonna act like Trainwreck. But people actually looked into it. And clapback season was here. Trainwreck made $60 million worldwide. Whatever Christmas made $40 million worldwide. So it's like y'all both had the exact same come up off of your movie from 2016. So that was a really bad example. And then talking about, I know you said, we both saw the thing on Joe Budden's podcast about she may have gone in an audition. Now, I didn't see anything about that.
Well, allegedly what was being said was she reached out to Netflix. And Netflix was like, well, you can come in and you can audition for us. Now, I will say that that's a slap in the face.
Yeah, if you telling me some shit like that, even if you are Monique, now that's bullshit.
Yeah, that is bullshit.
But why not lead with that in your argument? They tried to make me audition, but they didn't do. If that's real, if that's true.
Well, because there's more to it.
Leading?
Because there's more to it. Supposedly, they asked her to audition. She said no, she didn't want to audition, and they still said, "Well, we can give you $50K, or we can give you $500K, and we'll go from there." So she reached out. They hit her with, "Hey, well, you got to audition because we don't. You ain't been around. We don't know." She was like, "No, I'm too good to audition." Okay, well, shit, we'll give you $500K, put out a special, and we'll go from there. She could have did that, went upstage, killed it, and then got Amy Schumer deal for the next one or the next
Same
two.
way Chappelle did.
Yeah, she could have done that. And then what pissed me off too, she was saying like people were trying to help her out when saying that Chappelle just bust on the scene. They forget to realize when Chappelle disappeared and came back, he was in those comedy places trying to get that. He was on that slow grind.
He toured for 2 years before he got on Netflix.
Yeah, he was on that slow grind. To my knowledge, she's not doing that. She's just expecting money to be thrown at her because her name is Monique. Like,
that's not how it works.
Not only is that not how it works, sweetheart, you haven't been funny in quite a long time.
Very true.
The climate of comedy is different now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm curious to know if she's even in tune with what's going on today. Because by her rants, it doesn't seem like it
at all. Just getting off of Monique for a while because they're going to continue to talk about it at least for the next 3 days, and it's going to be over with unless she makes another thing. Now, black women in entertainment, black women in the world in general, making 65 cents to the dollar. And I think they said white women make 75 cents to the dollar. But we're gonna stick with black women right now. That shit is crazy.
It is.
And you know, I look at like the person we just brought up, Ava DuVernay. When you look at her resume, just in the last 5 years, she directed an episode of Scandal. She's director and executive producer of Selma. She directed, wrote, and produced 13th. She's the creator, executive producer, writer, and director of Queen Sugar. That show is raw. If you haven't watched it,
I haven't watched that. What's that?
It's a joint. I think it come on Netflix. Man, the show's raw. The show is definitely raw. Definitely worth checking out. And she got something coming out this year called A Wrinkle in Time. Now, she's working.
Yeah.
You look at, her name just slipped my shit. We talk about Issa Rae. Mm-hmm. Look at Issa Rae. Started on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Now has a show going into the second season on HBO and 2 more shows on the way.
It's the third season for Insecure.
Insecure, right. Third season, excuse me, respect. And now you got 2 more shows coming on HBO. So she's collecting the bag.
I didn't know she had 2 more shows coming.
Yeah, she has, I think, one about a gay couple and the other, I fucking forgot what it's about. I got to look it up.
You know what? I would not be surprised if those 2 shows come. Remember when you helped me enter that contest? Mm-hmm. I would not be surprised if the winners of that contest has something to do with these shows coming back, or if there's like a, you know what I mean?
Some kind of mix.
Yeah.
I can see that being the case. But at the same time, they probably would have, you know, after the success of Insecure, because Insecure changed their numbers like a motherfucker.
Yeah, it did.
You know what I mean? You know, you look at that. You look at DeWanda Wise. I go back to DeWanda Wise a lot because she was a relative unknown before she did She's Gotta Have It.
True.
Now she's coming up on season 2 of She's Gotta Have It, and she's about to be in Captain Marvel.
Yep.
To know that these women are potentially a part of that 65 cents to the dollar cast is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Those 3 alone are doing more than a lot of these niggas in the industry right now.
Yeah.
Like a lot more than the cats in the industry right now.
Seem like a lot of cats in the industry is just grabbing coochie.
Exactly. Just at this point, it's the hashtag Me Too movement.
Yeah.
I'm now. This may be selfish, but I'm glad it hasn't been that many black men in the Me Too movement. But that shit makes no sense. You know, the way Monique brought the conversation to the forefront was dumb as fuck. But I appreciate the conversation now finally coming up, because the same way it was with whitewashing movies, now you don't want to be known as that platform that lowballed another black female entertainer.
Right. I get what you're saying with that. Now, my question is, since we're on this, how do you feel about Tracee Ellis Ross and her gripe, if you will?
I think, and you know, this, I don't know if this is something me and you're going to disagree on, but we can have the conversation either way. Once she corrected what she was saying, I agree. I agree tenfold, because I watched Blackish.
Well, before we even go that far, fill me in. What did she correct and say? So
when she said she should be making as much as Anthony Anderson, people were like, "Whoa, Anthony stars in produce and executive producer. You're not going to make as much as him."
Right.
She finally corrected it and was like, "I'm talking about as an actress on the show.
Okay.
I should make as much as Anthony Anderson." Now, I agree with that.
Part, yeah, okay.
Because, again, I watch Blackish. Their screen time is the same, and they both have their own storyline in the show that parallel each other throughout the show. And honestly,
you can't have one without the other.
You can't have one without the other. If you try to Aunt Viv, Tracee Ellis Ross, that's the end of Blackish.
Exactly.
You can't keep going with this shit. You know, and even looking back at that, with the original Aunt Viv, she looked crazy, but she may have had a point back then that, you know, she should have been making more. She should have been getting a little more screen time, because they had one season with Aunt Viv and that was it. Like, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up.
Yeah.
But continuing on, I agree. I do think she should make just as much as Anthony Anderson's acting check. But for anybody thinking that she should make as much as him on the executive producer side, now you're just being greedy.
Right. And that's initially what I thought her argument was. Like, she just felt overall she should be making the same amount as him. I'm like, didn't he executive? It seems like he has his hand a little bit more pots than you, so that's probably
I know
why.
He wrote a couple of episodes too.
Right,
like that.
But as an actor, I agree with you.
On the actor side, she more than deserves.
Yeah. I agree with
equal pay to Anthony Anderson, and I pray she gets it, because this is her first contract renegotiation since they started the show.
She probably will,
and she'll get it.
She'll get it. The way that show is moving, man, and I don't want to stick on her and the show too long, but the way that show is designed, man, you see a upper middle class black family,
right?
You know what I mean? You see them maneuvering, and as bad as this may sound, what I'm about to say is that show helped humanize us to these racist whites a little bit.
It did. What it also does, unfortunately, in these times, it puts a target on Anthony Anderson's back.
Yeah.
And I say that because Blackish is en route to being the new Cosby's.
Right. And I was just going to say that, but I didn't want to jump out the window just yet. That was on the tip of my tongue.
Blackish is en route to being the new Cosby show. And shout out to Anthony Anderson and Tracy Ellis Ross, because people were sleeping on Tracy Ellis Ross when she brought you the black Sex in the City.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
Like, come on, Girlfriends was the shit. Like, anybody could watch that shit.
True.
People slept on it.
Yeah.
They didn't even get a final episode. They just cut the shit off.
Didn't.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Tracy Ellis Ross for bounce back from that. Anthony Anderson was never a leading man in Hollywood.
Nope.
He has always been a supporting cast. And not even the co-star. He's always been supporting cast. So for them to have that kind of bounce back and then create new stars, I can never pronounce her damn name, but the daughter from Blackish, she just got her spinoff, Grownish, which is a dope show. Dope fucking show.
Yeah.
If you ain't watched Grownish, watch that shit. But you know who else had the spinoff? Cosby's.
Different world.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Bro, they're en route to be the next Cosby.
You're absolutely right.
And that scares me, because as soon as you start seeing black people in a positive light, white people have to find a way to.
Well, absolutely. But the good thing is, being that I think we are so accustomed to seeing it now, that we may know how to maneuver in that climate a little bit better than some of the people in the past.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think Anthony Anderson knows that in the back of his mind. Like, okay, this show could be the new Cosby's.
I mean, he just hosted the NAACP Image Awards.
Yeah, so he gotta know.
He's becoming that guy.
Yeah,
didn't him and Tracy what award show they just hosted together? Was it the BET Awards?
It could have been. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, man, they're making strides.
Yeah,
they're making strides with that show, and just kind of getting back to the initial point. Tracy definitely deserves what he makes as an actor, because there is no Blackish without Tracy Ellis Ross, and there's no Blackish without Anthony Anderson.
Right,
so that should definitely happen.
I agree. Yeah, I think she's gonna get that contract negotiation. She's gonna get it.
Now, here's my question: Proud Mary is in theaters now, right?
I believe so. Yes, because I just went to see Den of Thieves. Proud Mary. Yeah.
I haven't heard that much buzz about it.
I haven't either. But I think I truly don't think people on my timeline or whomever have actually went to go see it.
Let me see something.
I haven't heard like a word about it. I haven't heard nobody mention it. I haven't heard or seen anything pop up on my timeline talking about it. So I really don't know how that movie did, if it's good. I don't know.
So, and I don't know how up to date this is, but... And I really hope this ain't the truth, but it looks like Proud Mary only made $17 million.
What was the budget?
So I'm trying to look up right now. Damn, man, this got a 1 star on Rotten Tomatoes, 2.5 stars on IMDb. Was it just a bad movie? Jesus Christ.
And I was excited, not necessarily to go see it, but I was excited to start seeing black people. And I was like, one of the first things I told you when I said I wanted to write, direct, and be in my own movies, I said I want to put black people in the same light as some of the white people, as far as being a super spy or being the predator or something. You know what I mean? A lot of the positive images that white people are given, I wanted to write and create stuff that will also do the same for black people. So when this movie, when I first seen the previews of this movie, the trailer for this movie, I was like, that's dope. We get to see a black woman as an assassin, or something that we would normally see a white male doing.
Right.
But I didn't expect it to be this bad. If this is what's going on.
And I agree. I wanted the exact same thing, but that was one of our biggest concern that we talked about on the show. I don't think it, and I love Taraji. She's such a great talent. She has evolved well past her Yvette days.
Right.
Well past the Yvette days.
But in hindsight, she killed that role in hindsight.
No, I'm pretty sure she did.
Yeah.
I still haven't a chance to see it yet, but I'm more than positive that she did.
Wait, you never seen Baby Boy?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Proud Mary.
No,
of course I've seen Baby Boy.
Because I said in hindsight, but she killed Baby Boy.
Oh, yeah, no, she killed it because you really thought she was that. Well,
yeah.
She is ratchet, but she's not a hood ratchet. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
You really thought she was this hood ratchet chick, and you find out she's educated.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She cleans up amazingly. Like she's a beautiful woman. But I go back to my initial point. For this to be the first of its kind, I don't think Taraji was the right one.
Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm curious, now that you say that, I'm curious to know, outside of acting, if she may have had a hand in producing or writing or something like that. And the reason I asked that, because if she did, maybe that's why she was a person who was chosen to play the lead role. Like if she had something to do with producing or writing,
Nope. Neither.
Then yeah, I don't understand why they went with her anyway then.
So it's like, honestly, in this kind of role, I think what would have sold it more, just being completely honest, Lupita.
This is how I know we boys. 'Cause I was thinking that in my head.
If Lupita was in this role, even because and her supporting cast is kind of trash too. Like they got Billy Brown, Danny Glover. Like, what has Danny Glover done recently?
Didn't he make like it's a disease it's a commercial.
He made a disease.
No, it's a commercial that they're advertising medicine for the disease that I guess makes people cry or laugh like for no reason.
Not familiar.
It's a disease out there that you can be like chilling and out of nowhere you'll just start laughing or you start crying. I think he was like promoting a medicine that helps with that. That was the last time I seen Danny Glover.
I'll look into it, but that's not a strong enough cast to have somebody like Taraji in.
Right.
If it was Lupita with the charge that she had, but you know what? This also circles back to the Monique thing. Taraji has a run. Taraji's been on a run. It hasn't been the strongest of runs, but she's on a run. So now you look at movies, you look at Proud Mary, I think it said a $30 million budget and it only made 17. I know, it sucks. But
that's bad.
That's bad. It made $3.2 million the first day. That's horrible.
Bad.
But outside of that, it literally comes down to name value because Taraji P is an amazing actress. She's a beautiful woman, and you tell she was stepping out of her element. Lupita is stepping out of her element with Black Panther. But guess what? As soon as you saw Lupita was playing the black female lead in Black Panther, you got even more excited.
Yep. I can't wait till I can step out of my comfort zone like that
and just get it going.
I know it's crazy because I know I'm going to have a couple of trash movies.
Everybody does.
Yeah, I think everybody does. I know I'm going to have that. But
Damon Wayans and Jim Carrey had Earth Girls Are Easy. I enjoyed the movie, but it was trash. You know what I mean? Like everyone has a trash movie. I feel bad though because for this to be the first of its kind, if they had got a different lead, we would have saw a way different turnout for Proud Mary.
Now, one of the two things would happen now. Either the people who created that movie and like-minded individuals could be like, okay, we're not doing that again. Or this can inspire people to be like, you know what? They were on to something, but they just went about it the wrong way.
Right.
Let's try to not necessarily recreate that movie, but let's recreate something of that essence.
Let's see if we can do it the right way.
And do it the right way.
And that was going to be the exact point I was about to make. I'm happy that someone, shout out to Screen Gems. I'm happy that someone was like, let's do it. Let's actually put a black female lead doing something that normal black female leads don't do, and let's jump out the window with this. I think, again, we're witnessing the revolution. We're seeing the turnaround. We're watching black women finally, make their way up to the same standards as black men in entertainment. We'll never be equal to white people.
Right.
There's no fucking way to be because they're not going to allow this shit. But the fact that we're at least going to get on the same playing field, hopefully we're going to see that 65 cents go up. That's really what I'm hoping for. If we can see that 65 cents go up.
And it's funny you say like we're starting to see that revolution. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for this yet with Gabrielle Union's new movie, which actually looks pretty dope.
What is it?
I forget the name of the movie, but it's like I'm assuming her father must have passed away or something like that. So they go to the dad's house, which is a nice ass house, by the way. And they realize like the dad house is like damn near a fortress. Some people are trying to break in, or they do break in to I guess trying to steal money from the house, but her kids are inside. She's outside. Just told you it's a fortress. So she's trying to fight, get back in the house, get her kids. I don't know the name of this movie off the top of my head. I cannot remember, but it looks good. And I thought it was dope that we're getting to see another female black lead in a movie right after Proud Mary. Actually, you know what? When I think about it, they could have got Gabrielle Union to do Proud Mary.
Yeah, they really could have.
They could have got her to do that, and it probably would have turned out maybe a little bit better.
Probably so.
Yeah, I like that move. Gabrielle Union, I like that move. But I was saying all I have to say is I see how that revolution is starting to sway. You know what I mean? It's starting to turn and tide.
It feels great to see it because we come from the generation where we didn't see that many women in movies, period, yeah. Let alone black women.
Right.
And now the representation is so fucking crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I love it. So I hopefully Proud Mary what they were attempting to do does continue to spark the brain to keep those kind of things going. I'm hoping that shows like She's Gotta Have It, the fact that we're seeing black women outside of their displayed element in these movies is help pushing the revolution.
Right.
So I go back to 65 cents to the dollar is criminal.
Yeah,
It's fucking
it
criminal.
really is. It really is. When you think
There's a lot of talent out here with black women.
right, and I'm sitting here thinking about it. If let's say all the black women are getting 65 cents to the dollar, that's crazy, especially with actresses. Think about the great female actresses that could be potentially getting. Imagine you hearing Angela Davis getting 65 cents to the dollar. You'd be like, what the fuck?
Bruh, I've seen Angela Davis's how much she makes just for speaking engagements when she go to talk about her books and just different things she did with the revolution. She's good. She ain't making 65 cents to the dollar.
Right, I'm just saying, but just imagine somebody with that type of power getting that kind of money.
No, yeah,
'cause there could be people. There are women out there that are.
It would be insane. It would be insane, but it's crazy that you have to have such a crazy ass story just to rival men,
right?
You know,
and all he had to do was roll out of bed.
Exactly. When all he had to do was just get up and just be who he was.
Right.
The shit's unfair and the shit is criminal, like I've been saying. But hopefully, being that we're in this revolution now, we can see that change. Proud Mary was a gutsy move. Unfortunately, it paid the price. But this ain't gonna be it. Look at my man Idris Elba. He just said, "I think it's time for a female Bond." We know that ain't gonna be a black woman. No. We know that for a fact.
No. Hopefully they don't get nobody that's like Amy Schumer either.
Nah, they ain't gonna go down that route. If anything, they'll probably go with. Well, then again, just looking at it, who can actually do a good British accent? Because Angelina Jolie's British accent is not there.
I don't know.
We saw that with Laura Croft.
I don't know. I'm not even gonna fuel that energy. Like if we gotta get it, then I want a black woman to do it. I'm not even gonna feel that energy.
I want a black. Hey, I'm going back, Lupita.
She's your go-to. Lupita.
I'm just for
Lupita.
Lupita. Just let Lupita make that run real quick. But I want to see something come from this. I want to see us get to the same playing field, because hopefully when it starts from what we're seeing in entertainment and it can kind of bleed into the everyday life. Because as much as I, gripe and sound, quote, bitter on these shows about the equality battle, I fucking want equality. I feel like if we can get on one solid front as black people, we would be as indestructible as we always say that we are.
Right. You're absolutely right. I agree with you. And to even touch on your fact that we want equality just as much, I want equality even if that means I ain't got to hear about us complain about inequality anymore.
Right.
Even
just to stop the conversation.
It needs to be equal, simple and plain.
Easy. So yeah, that 65 cents to the dollar shit, y'all need to dab that. As long, as well as the Me Too thing. Let's get all this shit the fuck up out of here. 2018, goddammit.
Right.
Before we wrap up the show, if you're listening early, you guys know that today is the Grammys.
Yep.
Tis the Grammys. And seems like we actually had the exact same turnout as last year's Grammys.
Really?
Black people took over all the major nominations, baby. I'm happy, bruh.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we're witnessing the change. Black culture is American culture at this point.
Shit. I mean, well, it's being visibly shown to us that it's American culture. When you think about it, black culture is America's culture. Like in general,
right?
Everything they got, they done took from us. So
exactly.
Who are some of the noms? Can you see some of the noms?
Oh yeah, definitely. We'll start with the major joints. Record of the year: Redbone, Childish Gambino, Yo Shit, Despacito.
I don't even know what they're saying.
The Story of OJ, Jay-Z, Humble, Kendrick Lamar, 24 Karat Magic, Bruno Mars. The only white person in the Record of the Year category is Justin Bieber, and he was a feature.
True. I think Story of OJ gonna take that joint.
For Record of the Year, I don't see it. It's gonna be 24 Karat Magic, or
maybe I just want Story of OJ to take that one.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm the same way. Well, I'd rather Humble take it, but it's either gonna be 24 Karat Magic, Humble, or Redbone. Yeah. There's no way Redbone's gonna get fucked over again. Album of the year: Awaken My Love, Childish Gambino, Jay-Z, 444, Kendrick Lamar, Damn, Melodrama, Lord, and 24 Karat Magic, Bruno Mars.
Ooh, that's gonna be tough.
That's Bruno.
You think so?
Yeah, they're gonna give it to Bruno.
No, they can't. How does he even nominate it if his fucking album been out for like a year and a half?
It dominated 2017. That's why.
Sheesh.
Shit, Bruno, Bruno come out. That's him. Song of the year, Despacito, 444. Issues, not familiar with that song. The Suicide Hotline record. No, wait, hold on. Is this Suicide? No, this is not. This is 1-800-273-8255. This is the Suicide record. Yeah, Logic. And that's what I like.
Another Bruno track.
Another
Goodness, Bruno.
Best New Artist. This
One
one
of them.
This one is very surprising. Very surprising.
Why is that?
Alyssa Cara, Khalid, Lil Uzi Vert, Julia Michaels, and SZA.
I'm giving that to SZA.
I would love to give that to SZA. They're not going to give that to SZA.
Nah,
though.
that little Uzi fella probably get it.
I would be so surprised if they gave that to Lil Uzi Vert, but here's the gotcha with that. Lil Uzi Vert dominated 2017.
Did he dominate it?
He dominated 2017.
You don't think Migos
He closed
or Ray
out.
Shrimmer dominated?
I'm talking about for best new artist.
Oh, best new artist.
As far as the new cats that came into the industry, Uzi did better than all of them. Even though I would love to see SZA get it, I would love to see SZA. I would love to see TDE just take over all the things they're nominated for. To be completely honest with you,
Yeah.
even though SZA did great, Uzi was a fucking problem last year. If you think about it, we talked about Uzi on a lot of our episodes last year.
We did.
There's a lot of Uzi mentions here. So I wouldn't be surprised if they gave that to Uzi. And if he does get it, despite how I feel about his music, congratulations, young man. Because that's a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal.
That's a big
and
deal.
again, when I say, and I want to be very clear, when I say, or I'm throwing shade, if you will, towards these new artists, it's not saying that I don't want them to reach success.
Right.
You know what I mean? They got moused. I'm never going to hate on somebody getting their bag.
Hey, never.
I'm just saying I don't fucks with their music. It's not for
Period.
me.
Exactly.
You know what I
Right.
mean? My interpretation of hip hop culture is not what he is producing.
Right.
Or like-minded individuals of him are producing.
Right.
But by all means, get that bread.
Get your bread. Get the bag. Don't care about pop. Don't care about traditional vocal.
Well, Drake on pop, ain't
Who cares?
he? He need to be.
He probably is, though, low-key. Going over to the rap side. Best rap performance. Bounce Back, Big Sean. Bodak Yellow, Cardi. That's going to Cardi. 444, Jay-Z. Kendrick Lamar, Humble, Bad and Bougie, Migos.
I would say,
shit.
yeah, it got stiff towards the end. I was gonna say probably Kendrick with Humble.
I don't think it's going to be Kendrick only because Humble buzzed. It didn't buzz like Bad and Bougie and like Bodak Yellow did.
True.
That was the song of the year, let alone song of the summer.
Bad and Bougie was everywhere.
It was everywhere. Can you imagine Lil Uzi Vert walks away with 2 Grammys, bruh?
Hey, he probably feel like $1 million.
Exactly.
He probably owed them niggas $1 million, but that's
Like,
a
we
different
need that
story.
million
You're
back.
right,
But I'm
that's a
glad you
different
feel
story.
it. Now we not run it. Best rap song performance. Problems by Black. Crew, Go Link, Family Feud, Jay-Z, Loyalty, Kendrick and Rihanna, and SZA, Love Galore.
As much as I would like Black to win that, who did you say right after that? Goldlink might take that joint.
For Crew? I don't see it.
It was everywhere, dog.
I think that's going to be between Love Galore and Loyalty.
I can see Loyalty taking that.
I can see Loyalty.
taking that.
And the only reason I see Love Galore taking it is because even when the song wasn't playing, people were just walking around singing
True,
it.
but I think only reason with that one is iffy for me is because The Weeknd seemed like it became a bigger record than Love Galore.
But The Weeknd became a bigger conversational piece than Love Galore. Or
Well,
Love Galore.
that's all. Well, people like the Grammys, they looking for conversational pieces. So
True, but Love Galore just had more replay value, which is why I believe Love Galore is up here.
that's possible.
It had a lot more replay
I think
value.
Loyalty might take that though.
Yeah, it's going to be Loyalty or Love Galore for sure. But if Loyalty took it, well deserved. That was an amazing record.
Yeah.
Best rap song, Bodak Yellow, Chase Me,
Who?
Run the Jewels, and Big Boy.
Okay.
I'm sorry, and that's a Danger Mouse record. I guess we got to give the DJs the credit. Humble, Sassy by Rhapsody, and The Story of OJ.
Think Cardi gonna take that joint.
Cardi got that. I mean, shout out to Rhapsody, though, for even getting the nod, though. A lot of people sleep on Rhapsody.
I'm completely slept. I haven't heard anything from her.
No, well, I can understand that because she's not promoted that well. She's one of those artists that you have to look for.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, I do hope that changed in 2018 because she's been getting a lot of interviews. She's been getting a lot of records spun. Sassy's not her best record, but it's a pretty big record. Best rap album. 444, Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar, Damn, Migos, Culture, Rhapsody, Layla's Wisdom, Flower Boy, Tyler the Creator. I have no clue how Tyler the Creator even got up there.
Me either.
I don't remember hearing a single.
Me either, but I do know he dropped something, I think, the beginning of last year.
I remember, yeah. And he had a couple of freestyles here and there, but other than that, I don't remember a project.
Me either.
I think you had to be like a Tyler fan to really know what the fuck he got going on.
I think you got to be a Tyler fan just to even know where to find his music.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't even put his music
he keeps
on
that
Apple
shit in
Music,
his
right.
pocket, literally. Best rap album? That's going to Jay.
Yeah.
I think it's going to Jay.
Yeah.
And finally, R&B as far as our categories. Best R&B performance: "Get You" by Daniel Caesar, "Distraction" by Kehlani, "High" by Lettucey, "That's What I Like" Bruno Mars, and "The Weeknd" SZA. I think SZA's taking that one.
Yeah.
They're not gonna let Bruno just get all of them.
Right, and that's what it sounds like. Bruno he owns the Grammys, but no, I think SZA can pull that.
I think SZA's gonna pull it off because they're not gonna be able to not give SZA something at the Grammys.
Right. That's how I feel about Jay. If they got him coming, then
Well, yeah,
he must
exactly.
be winning something.
And he's being honored there.
Yeah,
he's gonna win something.
Yeah.
He's got to walk away more than just an honor than just the honor award. Best traditional R&B performance: "Laugh and Move On," The Baylor Project, Redbone, Childish Gambino, "What I'm Feeling," Anthony Hamilton's, "All the Way," Lettucey, and "Still" by Molly Music. That's Redbone. That's Redbone. Come on now. Shout out to congratulations, Childish Gambino. Best R&B song: "First Began," PJ Morton, "Location," Khalid, Redbone, Childish Gambino, "Supermodel," SZA, "That's What I Like," Bruno Mars. That is between Redbone and "That's What I Like."
Yeah.
Easily. Again,
Bruno, man.
Bruno. He's going to walk away with the most.
Oh, yeah, I believe that.
Easily. Best Urban Contemporary Album: "Free Black," "Awaken My Love," Childish Gambino, Khalid, "American Teen," SZA, "Control," Starboy, "The Weeknd." You know what I'm saying.
I thought Starboy was older.
It is older, so I'm kind of surprised it's even on here.
Yeah, that might win. I'm hoping Black can get one. I fucks with Black.
I don't think Black's walking away with one. Black is dope. I finally listened to him after you told me to, but I don't think he's walking away with it. I think he's leaving empty-handed.
I wouldn't be surprised if he left empty-handed, but I want him to win one. That'd be cool.
Now, where I can see them pulling a straight swerve on this, I can see them giving SZA the Grammy for this one.
I would not be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised because
at all.
Even though I loved "Awaken My Love," didn't get that much conversation. "Control" got hella conversation.
It did.
You know, it's funny. I'm going through this. I'm like, where have I seen all these goddamn names from? And I'm like, oh yeah, we did a whole ass poll about them. So it looks like I was pretty spot on.
Yeah.
I low key predicted who was going to get nominated. Ooh, creepy.
Ooh, creepy.
Best R&B album. Wow. When you find out Big Los can't read. Freudian?
Was it Fruition?
No.
That's Daniel Caesar, right?
Daniel Caesar, yeah. Well, that album.
I heard that. I haven't listened to the whole way through, but I heard it was dope.
Lettucey, "Let Love Rule," Bruno Mars, 24 Karat Magic.
I'm getting tired of you, Bruno.
PJ Morton, Gumbo, Music Soul Child, "Feel the Rain." That's going to Bruno.
Yeah.
Even though it'd be dope to see Lettucey walk away with it,
Bruno got that.
nothing was bigger than 24 Karat Magic. He just dropped another single from 24 Karat Magic, a whole ass remix. And now that shit's on the Billboard charts.
Exactly. Mind you, this album's been out almost 2 years.
Damn near 2 years. And he's still getting top Billboard. Made Cardi make history again.
Have we ever seen anything like this?
Not since Mike.
That's crazy.
Mike ate off a Thriller still. But as far as releasing singles and shit, he may have ate off a Thriller about the amount of time that Bruno's eating off of 24 Karat Magic. This may be his Thriller.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Bruno was literally mentioned in everything that we had.
Yeah, I think except for like 2 categories.
Yeah, and those were in rap.
Yeah. That's wild.
Hey man, it's gonna be interesting Grammys. Definitely check in with us when you guys are watching. You know, wherever you're listening to the show, comment under it. Let us know who was right, who was wrong. We're gonna start having more fun with these again. Come, in due time. In due time, we'll get back to the fun of these here predictions. But until then, Kev, let people know where they can find you.
_Hollywood Kev on Twitter and Instagram. Hollywood Kev with a 3 for the E, and on Snapchat.
At Big Los UTC on Twitter. Big Los IG on Instagram. Big Los on the Young Snapchat. Don't forget to follow at The Noize Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And, of course, follow at Beat Network on Twitter. On Instagram, at Beat_Network on Twitter. And Facebook.com/BeatNetwork1. And if you want to get to those even quicker, BeatNetworkOnline.com. You can also go there and buy some exclusive merch from the Noize and all the other shows we got going on. Shout out to the Beat Network family. We appreciate you guys sticking in there, and we're going to make 2018 the best of the best, starting with February, Black Podcast Month. Again, just make sure you guys are all aware of who's going to be on. February 5th, Twice Talk. February 11th, Lemon Shade. February 18th, Melanin Boulevard. February 25th, Sophisticated Ignorance. Make sure y'all catch every one of those episodes.
It's gonna be fire.
Fire, flame.
Some fire on these bitches.
Start fire on these. Anyway, as always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, we appreciate your support. And as always, it's Big Los.
Hollywood Kev.
It's the Noize.